always good to get new blood.
Yeah. That's a good start.
Get new blood, get a little transfusion, and we get going. Yeah, it's good to see those guys and get to work with them. I've seen them in the, sometimes in the off-season program with Hosopper, working them and doing different drills. It's good to get them out there on the field and actually work with them.
Sure.
It's really exciting. It's an exciting time.
There's been so much made about, Chris Martin and his potential, and then, of course, Bolton, too. Is it fair for fans to get sort of that moment of where they start salivating that this team might have something off the edge that they haven't seen around here in a while?
Well, I think I think Chris really has added that element for us. He's really, we hadn't put pads on yet,
right.
But to see some of his athleticism and his length, he has some of the tools that the really good pass rushers have.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty fired up to get him in pads and see what he can do.
Sure, I would imagine the same applies for Ty McKinney, guy you were waiting on a long time, and you got him, you recruited him, right?
Yes.
You're in the interim there.
Yes.
So longest time for you. I mean, Coach Kempo and whatnot's been waiting too, but nobody's been waiting as long as you.
Yeah, it seemed like I've known Ty for a long time.
Yeah.
We started recruiting. We were hoping to have him last year,
right.
And unfortunately we didn't get him. But it's good to have him out there now. He's showing some suddenness and some quickness inside and some athleticism for a big kid that we need.
Yeah.
That we need to get us over the top. I think.
Are you able to see with a guy like that there was a year off in there? I know he worked and all that, but
yeah, I think it showed up really in the winter conditioning. It was rough on the big fella. Osop was pretty rough on him. Learning that Division I ball is a little different than JC ball. But he, to his credit, he didn't give up. He kept fighting and trying to get himself in better shape, and he still has a way to go, as far as getting in tip-top shape. But he's off to a good start.
What about Darian and well, you already talked about Ty, but like some of the other guys on the defensive line, kind of how they're progressing and how they're coming along?
Yeah, well, to Darian, I'll tell you what, I really liked. I liked Darian demeanor. Darian may not be the most gifted as far as physical tools go, as far as his speed and his size and all that. Even though he is a big young man, but I really liked Darian the way he plays the game of football. He's really serious. He's very conscientious. He is. He does some things just football-wise that you really like. He has some decent instincts. And he's still learning the new system and all that stuff. But I really like what I see in Darian.
How's a guy like Keon coming along? We've started to hear more and more about him. I mean, how's he progressed from last year?
Keon has really done a good job. Keon is kind of really adapted a little bit to the new system that we're running. He's become a leader on the defensive line, and which is good because we were lacking in that department. And so I like the job he's doing as far as with his leadership skills, and the guys kind of look up to him a little bit. So Keon is really kind of blossomed not only on the field but off the field as well.
We've heard a lot over the last week or so about some of the tweaks on both sides of the ball from a schematic point of view, and defense talking about that buck and really utilizing that. I mean, does that say more about how this team has improved and the kind of players they've got and trying to utilize that and then being able to do more?
Well, I just think our personnel finally, we have the personnel. We had more the interior kind of deep three technique type guys. We had a lot of them that we feel that can play. And so we felt we needed to find a scheme that will get more of those guys on the field. And so, that's what we've done.
Does it change how you have to approach the whole D line when you have that?
Oh yeah, it's really different. It's really Buck responsibilities and techniques are really different from the defensive end responsibilities and technique, and the nose is different from the end. And so we really have to make sure that that we really organized in our practice, and Max is back helping me.
Right.
And so, that's good. He's doing a good job, and and he's really conscientious, and so I can give the buck to him if need be, or I can have him go work on a particular drill if need be. So we can make sure we getting them all work.
I know everybody has that sort of, well, not everybody, but everybody that does use that. They call it buck, or some places maybe joker.
Joker.
Is it the same? I mean, maybe different tweaks and different schemes, but is the buck wherever?
I mean, some people call him a rush. He's just that hybrid linebacker, defensive end kind of guy.
Okay. So it's pretty much the same.
It's universal.
Sure.
So everybody wants that hybrid guy.
So same thing. I mean, because you had Tobin playing there, right?
Tobin was when Vic was
right.
We had it. We're a little different, similar but different. And what we're doing with that guy, and guys like, I think we're a little bit more physical at that position than we have been in the past. Because when Tobin came with us, he was running back, and, trying to convert him to a defensive end and all that. But these guys that we have playing it now are defensive guys, and they're pretty. I feel good about those guys just because they've played defense and they're physical and they're a little bit more natural.
Yeah. Very cool.
What's the
Appreciate it. Good to see you.
What's the demeanor been like out there? I know you guys haven't put on the pads yet, but just kind of early thoughts on just what it's like out there, how the players are reacting right now.
Oh, I really like the attitude and the enthusiasm of the group, of the whole defense and all. I think it's a good working atmosphere. Like you said, we had to put the pads on. We may be singing a different tune when we get those pads on, but right now, I'm excited. I'm excited about the chatter that's going on the sideline, the encouragement that's going on. I'm pretty excited.
Do you notice the difference between last year and this year?
I really do. Last year it was all new.
You guys were pretty light at that position too, right?
Yeah, we didn't have. I come in here and say, "Hey, we're waiting on reinforcements." I don't have to say that this year.